I will show you why buying Disney VeVe NFTs may bankrupt you if you're not careful. VeVe is a massive NFT platform that lets you buy NFTs right from your phone. They have licenses from Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, James Bond, and a lot of others, so it's easy to see why it's so popular. But despite all that, there is one major flaw with VeVe that can cause you to potentially lose lots of money. So what is VeVe? Why is it so popular? What is its biggest flaw, and how can you protect yourself while still using the app? I'm Devin Cook. Let's talk about VeVe, and welcome back to Dev Money. All right, so first up, what is VeVe? Well, VeVe is an NFT marketplace app that you can download right on your iPhone or right onto your Android, and you can buy and sell NFTs. And VeVe is owned by its parent company Ecomi, which you may have heard of because of the cryptocurrency that Ecomi owns called OMI. And what really sets VeVe apart from the rest of the NFT marketplaces is that VeVe is the first and only NFT marketplace that lets you buy licensed NFTs from popular brands like Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, Disney, and a bunch of others as well. In fact, they have over 100 total licenses that they can use to make NFTs. And these NFTs come in different rarity levels. You can buy uncommon NFTs, common ones, rare ones, or even secret rare NFTs. You can showcase them in a virtual showroom, you can buy them, you can sell them, you can trade them, and you can even see and interact with them via AR. And one of the big upsides to using VeVe is you don't have to use MetaMask, you don't have to use Wallet Connect, you don't have to buy Ethereum or Solana or Immutable X or Cardano or any other cryptocurrency to buy these NFTs. You don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops, and it's extremely easy to buy these NFTs because you're just doing it right from your phone. Instead of buying cryptocurrency in order to purchase these NFTs, you're gonna be buying gems and then purchasing the NFTs with these gems. And each one of these gems is worth $1, and you purchase these just like you would purchase anything else on the Apple Store or on the Google Play Store. You're just gonna purchase them with a credit card or a debit card. And when a new NFT drops on the app, it's sold via a lottery. So all you have to do is go onto the app a few minutes before the NFT drops, and then you just hit buy now once the buy now button appears, and hopefully you're selected to buy the NFT. And if you're lucky enough to be able to buy one of these NFTs when the NFT drops, you're going to be able to purchase it through your gem balance, or you can buy more gems at the time of purchasing the NFT. But just be aware, it is difficult to be selected for these NFT purchases because they can have upwards of 60,000 people on this app all trying to buy these NFTs at the same time. And one of the best parts about VeVe is you don't have any gas fees whether you're buying the NFTs or whether you're selling them later on. Now, why has VeVe been getting so popular? Because you may have been seeing it pop up on YouTube, on social media, or somewhere else in the news. And really the simple answer to that is it's the first NFT platform, the first app that lets us buy NFTs from brands that we already know and love. And some of these brands have been around for a long time. And the reason this is possible is really thanks to Ecomi's head of global licensing, whose name is Alfred Kahn. And honestly, Alfred is one of the reasons people are so optimistic about the VeVe platform. Because before he worked with VeVe, Alfred actually was the founder and CEO of 4Kids Entertainment from 1991 to 2011. And he's actually responsible for over $25 billion in retail revenue from partnerships with brands like Pokemon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Polly Pockets, Cabbage Patch Kids, and Yu-Gi-Oh! So he has a massive amount of experience with licensing major brands and is currently working to secure deals with popular brands like Nintendo, Zelda, Donkey Kong, and the recently secured James Bond license. And VeVe already has licenses from brands like Star Trek, Givenchy, Marvel, DC Comics, Star Wars, DreamWorks, Pixar, Disney, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, the Cartoon Network, Jurassic Park, and many more as well. And so it kind of seems like their goal is to get a license with every major entertainment brand that's ever existed. And the idea of being able to buy a digital collectible, a NFT, from one of these popular brands from your childhood is really attractive to a lot of people. And when you have so many popular brands tied to your NFT marketplace and that you have licenses to, it's kind of bound to be successful, right? And I mean, it already has. And when you peruse the VeVe marketplace, you can already see how successful they've been with these NFTs. A great example is the ultra rare Harley Quinn, which sold for just $80 or 80 gems when it was first released. There are only 500 of them available, and the current resale price, the floor price on these, is $9,500. Or how about the ultra rare black and white Batman that was limited to 1,750 NFTs, and the current floor price is about $4,900. And if you think that's crazy, well, Listen to this. There is an ultra rare Donnie from Powerpuff Girls, and there were only 150 of them that were sold, and initially the price was just $16.99. And the price now, if you want to buy one of these, is, wait for it, $130,000. So there is definitely demand for these NFTs, to say the least. But as I mentioned at the start of this video, VeVe does have the potential to financially ruin you and even bankrupt you if you're not careful. And yes, that may sound like a bunch of doom and gloom, but I promise I'm gonna piece all this together and it's gonna make a lot of sense. There are 3 factors about VeVe that could cause some negative financial ramifications if you're not careful. The first factor is that it's extremely easy to buy gems so that you can buy these NFTs. There's really low friction, and the less friction possible when making a purchase, the easier it is to make that purchase. That's why a lot of websites like Amazon or any other popular website is gonna have just a buy now button. So that way you can just buy the item right away. You don't have to worry about it. You can autofill all of your contact info, all of your shipping info, and all of your payment info so that you can just buy the item in one click. And compared to the rest of the NFT world, buying an NFT on VeVe is a piece of cake. And the second factor is that the NFTs available to purchase on VeVe are from brands that are so popular that potentially people could be led to make irrational decisions. Because seeing your favorite childhood cartoon character floating around your room thanks to augmented reality can be really enticing, and maybe you just might make a purchase that you shouldn't have, and that could cause you to not be able to pay some of your bills. Now the third factor is the big one, and it's the biggest thing that you need to be aware of before spending any money on VeVe. And in comparison, it makes the other 2 factors really inconsequential. The biggest danger of using the VeVe platform is that at this time, you cannot redeem any gems for any currency. You cannot redeem gems for cryptocurrency, and you cannot redeem gems for a fiat currency like US dollar or euros. So here's an example to show you why this is bad. Say you were extremely lucky and you minted one of those ultra rare Donnie Powerpuff Girl characters for $16.99 right at launch, and now you're able to sell it for $130,000. Well, what's gonna happen when someone actually buys that character from you? Well, they're gonna buy it and they're gonna get that NFT, and then you're gonna get 130,000 gems. And $130,000 for most people, myself included, would be a pretty life-changing amount of money to just all of a sudden get, especially when you only had to spend $17 to make that $130,000. You could use that money to start a new career, to buy a house, to pay off a house, to go to school, or to pay off your student loans. There are so many things that $130,000 would allow you to do. But instead of to redeem those 130,000 gems for $130,000, it would just sit there in the app and you can't do anything with it except for buying more NFTs on the VeVe marketplace. You can't exchange it for any cryptocurrency, not even OMI, and you can't exchange it for any fiat currency either. And that, my friends, is the biggest danger to using the VeVe app. There is currently no way to take profits off of the table when you're investing in these NFTs. The only potential workaround to this is the fact that you can send someone gems. So say you had these 130,000 gems and maybe you found someone that wanted to buy 10,000 gems from you. You could send them the 10,000 gems and they could send you, $10,000 or $10,000 in Bitcoin, but that's the only workaround at this point. Now you may be thinking that that doesn't sound like such a bad problem because, you only spent $17 on this NFT anyway. Yeah, it's worth 130 grand, but you only spent $17 on it. That's not gonna financially ruin you. But you gotta think about that person that's spending that $9,500 to buy that Harley Quinn NFT. What if that person that spends $9,500 is able to then sell it for $15,000 later on, basically making about $5,000? But maybe they purchased it without knowing that they couldn't cash in those gems. And maybe they use some savings that they now need for medical bills or for rent or for something else. That can cause a really big problem for people, and I worry that too many people just getting started with VeVe don't know that they can't pull out profits. But here's the good news and why so many people are bullish on VeVe. Earlier this year, Ecomi announced that they were partnering with Immutable X to migrate their centralized blockchain onto the Ethereum blockchain. And then we got some more great news on December 14th when VeVe and Ecomi announced that they had reminted all of its NFTs via Immutable X and that they are now on the Ethereum network. And one of the benefits of them doing this was getting off of their centralized blockchain and onto the Ethereum blockchain, which allows a lot more decentralization, a lot more scalability, and a lot more security. And this also makes it possible in the future for NFTs purchased through VeVe to be able to be listed on Immutable X exchanges or token trove exchanges, or even maybe one day OpenSea. And Ecomi has also said that they're planning on moving their native cryptocurrency OMI over to the Ethereum blockchain. There isn't a timeline for that, so we don't really know when it's going to happen, but once it does, we should be able to exchange our gems on VeVe for OMI, and then from OMI to Bitcoin or Ethereum or the US dollar or euro or whatever you want. And so that's the upside, and that's why people right now aren't too worried about spending thousands of dollars on VeVe, even though they have this massive liquidity problem. And seeing Ecomi hold to their word and move their VeVe NFTs from their blockchain over to the Ethereum blockchain makes me think that they're probably going to stay true to their word and do the same thing with OMI as well. But until that happens, how do you protect yourself? And we need to talk about this because there isn't a guarantee that OMI is going to be moved over to the Ethereum blockchain. It's probably fairly likely that it's going to happen, and I think it will happen, but also it hasn't happened yet. And so we don't have this guarantee 100%. So until you see the ability to exchange your gems for a cryptocurrency or a fiat currency, here's what you need to do. Number one, don't spend any money that you're not comfortable losing 100% of. Number two, limit the amount of money that you're spending on the VeVe platform by buying NFTs and then flipping them into more NFTs and more gems. Say you spend $100 on the app and you get 100 gems. And then with those 100 gems, you're able to buy 2 NFTs. And once you've minted those 2 NFTs, say you can resell them for 200 gems each, and then you can get 400 gems total. So you can sell those NFTs and get the 400 gems, and then use those 400 gems to mint more NFTs, and then just keep repeating this process. And throughout this whole process, you've only spent $100 in fiat currency. And number three, remember to get your finances in order before speculating on something as volatile as NFTs. Now, if you've watched this far and you think I've been too pessimistic about VeVe, know that I think VeVe is a great app, and I think there is massive potential, especially once they get OMI over to the Ethereum blockchain. But I just think that people need to know the potential risks and the potential downsides before YOLOing all of their life savings into a Spider-Man NFT. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.